Дорогі бджільницькі друзі з усього світу.
Dear beekeeping friends worldwide, on behalf of all beekeepers in Ukraine, I would like to welcome you to our honeyland. Thanks to the joint efforts of the Brotherhood of Ukrainian Beekeepers, the Beekeepers Union of Ukraine, and the whole host of other associations, institutions, and partner organizations, we have established a joint organizing committee and prepared an official application to host the 2013 Apimondia Congress. For the first time in history in Ukraine's capital, Kiev, we made the decision to submit official bid to host the 2013 Apimondia Congress in September 2007 during Apimondia Congress in Melbourne. At that Congress, Ukraine received 8 awards, 4 gold and 4 bronze medals, including Apimondia gold medals for Ukrainian white acacia honey, traditional Ukrainian honey wine, our exhibition stand, and the stamp collection. Also, I was elected the Honey Queen of Apimondia 2007. Overall, in terms of the total medal count, Ukraine finished second behind the host of the Congress, Australia. At that time, during the final meeting of General Assembly of Apimondia, we announced for the first time our intention to make the bid to host the 43rd Apimondia Congress in Ukraine. Having returned back home, we were pleasantly surprised at the complete support of this idea. Everybody from the highest government institutions to common beekeepers was happy to offer us their help and participation. Now, we're confident that we cannot just host the 2013 Apimondia Congress in Ukraine at the highest level, but make it a truly special and unforgettable event for beekeepers from all over the world. Today, Ukraine can be truly called the European honeyland. The annual gross production of honey reaches up to 75,000 tons in our country. Over 400,000 apiarists are engaged in the industry and work with 3.4 million bee families. These indices make Ukraine the biggest beekeeping country in Europe and one of the 5 biggest in the world. Due to being Europe's largest territory and having a wide variety of cultures and nationalities, Ukrainian beekeeping is very diverse, with different traditions and technologies in different regions in the country. The philosophy of the beekeeper's special mission has deep roots in Ukrainian worldview. Since ancient times, beekeeping played a very special role in Ukrainian life and had always been and remains perhaps the most popular hobby. The beekeeper was always the most respected man in Ukrainian villages, being a doctor, a man of wisdom, and a teacher all in one. And today, one can hardly find a family in Ukraine without a relative keeping bees. This gave us a hint at the concept of scientific conference, which will be held as a part of the Congress, Beyond the Hive, Beekeeping and Global Challenges. We proposed the scientific beekeeping community to try to answer the questions of what beekeeping could do to solve the key problems which mankind faces today. Kiev, our capital, will host the 43rd Apimondia Congress a year after the final tournament of the 2012 European Football Championship, which will take place in Ukraine. Today, within preparation for this large-scale event, active works of development and reconstruction of the transport, hotel, and tourist infrastructures are in progress. In particular, by 2012, there is a plan to open 38 new hotels to create and reconstruct over 50 cultural and artistic objects, including one of the world's biggest museum complexes, the Art Arsenal. To extend the existing and build a new international airport terminal, to open 14 new underground stations, etc. Guests of the Apimondia 2013 will fully enjoy all the advantages offered by the completely renovated capital of Ukraine, on which the government will spend over 16 billion euro. Notwithstanding the foregoing, and despite being one of the largest beekeeping countries in the world, with rich and diverse beekeeping culture and developed scientific and production beekeeping infrastructure, Ukraine still remains a terra incognita for the majority of the world community. I am confident that the time has finally come for the beekeeping world to discover this European honeyland. Ukraine welcomes you.
Україна запрошує.
Країна відрізняється тим, що над усе
History gives us many examples of the special role that beekeeping plays in Ukraine. It is probably only in our country that the bee is called the insect of the Lord. Hence people working in beekeeping were traditionally perceived among folk as holy men. In 1814, Petro Prokopovich, for the first time in the world's history, introduced a removable frame beehive, 40 years prior to the famous Langstroth publications. Thus Ukraine has full right to be called the motherland of modern beekeeping. Prokopovich also founded the first beekeeping school in Europe. Our institute, founded in 1989, was named after him to continue this outstanding tradition. Going a little further back in history, we can see that it was due to bee farming that the territory on which our people lived almost doubled. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the previously unpopulated lands in eastern Ukraine were colonized by retired Cossacks, former military men looking for peace and tranquility. They made apiaries here because beekeeping was close to their hearts, and they wanted reconciliation. But the story starts much earlier. 1,000 years ago in the times of Kiev and Rus, one of the most powerful states of the Middle Ages. Honey and wax were two of the main products of our state export, being supplied to all the countries of the medieval world and formed the basis of the domestic economy. Therefore, it is no wonder that in our first code of laws, called Ruska Pravda, the Truth of Rus, compiled by Yaroslav the Wise, beekeeping was given more attention than any other topic, 7 chapters. Since that time, beekeeping has formed around itself a diverse and unique spiritual space, folklore, traditions, customs, and unique practices. We are proud to keep a part of this invaluable heritage in our Institute's famous museum, which has been called by many visitors from different countries the biggest and the best of its kind in the world. I am confident that every guest of Apimondia Congress in Ukraine will find here something to his own interest, and I am proud to welcome all our fellow beekeepers worldwide to enjoy this unique experience.
досягти значних успіхів.